Ever had a conversation that you realize you've had before? Have you ever talked to someone and you feel you know what's coming next? When I was a kid, I had a lot of déjà vus. I was about 10 years old when it started happening, and they don't happen anymore. Not for a long time, actually. For those who don't know what a déjà vu is, all I can say is that Iron Maiden probably defined it best. So look there. These were not vague impressions of familiarity. It was actually as if my brain wrote the memory before I became aware of something happening. In that process, every specific thing I could become aware of was just already there. Everything I saw, every sound I heard, even every thought that came into my mind was just there already. Most of the deja vus I experienced were short. They only lasted a few seconds, but a couple lasted longer. Once my best friend and I were hanging out in my backyard and I began having a deja vu. It went on for like 45 minutes, so I told my friend, "I'm having a deja vu," and she told me, "Chirp out, dude, me too, and it's been going on for a long time." Another long one happened during a school assembly. As soon as I entered the auditorium, I began having a deja vu. Now, this assembly was different, for what it's worth, and that they were demonstrating to us, the kids that is, different musical instruments and trying to get us to sign up for lessons. It lasted the full length of the assembly, and it ended when I walked out of the building. So it was like when I crossed the threshold and when I exited the threshold. The last example is the weirdest. My sister and I were visiting my dad in Nashville during Christmas break. His winter car was an old Chevy Nova. It's an enormous car. Anyway, it looks something like this. So my sister and I were sitting in the back seat, like far apart from each other. I was behind my dad, who was driving, and my sister was sitting behind my dad's girlfriend, who was riding shotgun. My dad was driving slowly because he was approaching a stop sign at an intersection. I started having a deja vu, and that deja vu I experienced as pulling up to the stop sign, my sister's door flinging itself open all on its own, and my sister falling out of the car and into the road. And that's exactly what happened. I never mentioned this to anyone until like a couple of years ago when I asked my sister about it. She remembered the incident, and guess what? It turns out she was having a deja vu at the exact same time. And she thought I had pushed her out of the car, but I never touched her. I stayed on my side of the car. Spooky. I have some ideas about what was going on. I will get to those in part 2, which I hope to post soon. Thanks for watching.